I'm reading this one because it's, there's a lot of, I think, things in here that you might recognize. Anybody know that? I don't know if Mrs. Day is still there. She is the palm reader. She had a big sign out on 99. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody, I'm thinking everybody's way younger than me here for a minute there. Well, this is about Mrs. Day, and I used to drive by that all the time. I saw that sign, Mrs. Day, palm reader, and of course I never stopped and got a palm reading, but I did get a poem from it. Beneath a sky-sized neon hand, Mrs. Day, palm reader of Highway 99, divines the shape of sunlight on the grackel's wing, studies the broken lifeline of the snail's journey over gravel flecked with the sparks of stars. When travelers have eaten their fill of number 4 Klein's truck stop special, chosen white shoulders or my sin from the ladies, or colored condoms from the men's room, they will park Winnebagos by the rose trellis and ask Mrs. Day to fathom their folded up dime store hearts, to forecast the romance of chipped fingernail polish and reveal to them their true Egyptian midnight selves. She'll gaze into stale coffee dregs and pools of rainbow gasoline and read futures of perfect bowling scores and early paroles. But when neon blue spells closed, Mrs. Day enters the almond sweet air, black orchards where owls digest the fallen stars. Then heavy rigs hum with the buzz of power lines, and Mrs. Day need not predict the 6-car pileup on Interstate 5, the oil spill off Badger Pass Road, the sudden unexplained violence of the bloated moon. She'll trail the owl's broken path of pellets through wet vineyards on back roads past rifles made to order, and beyond the Bluebird Motel in the pastel aura of mushrooms and gnomes, she'll trace the cryptic shadows of her lover's eyelids, the one who asks nothing from the moon's light circling her eyes and demands no Powerball visions or shooting star predictions, but melts with her in the ordinary magic of touch and the simple alchemy of love. This is different with the lights. The poems are going all different colors here, pink and blue, and it's kind of a challenge reading this. With the stand over, falling over. Did any?
It's just a flashback.
Did anybody know Chuck Moulton here? Oh man, I can't believe it. This is making me feel. Chuck Moulton? In a tree. Well, he was in a tree when he died. He was trimming a tree. Oh, you knew Chuck. Kind of. He was a poet, and he was, I think, like the consummate Tower District, Fresno poet. He went back to Cafe Medi days, and probably nobody knows that. Anybody? And then he started the Poets Association, and they would do readings at the Wild Blue Yonder. Every Tuesday he would, or the first Tuesday or something. He arranged poetry readings there, and it was a pretty cool thing. And that's the Poets Association got started through Chuck, and he was a big guy with a big growly voice, and he rode around on a motorcycle with a basket on the back of his motorcycle where he kept his poems in folders out there, and sometimes they'd go flying off in the air. And he was just a wild and crazy guy, and he was, but he was very serious about his poetry and endless revisions of his work. So I wrote, I have to tell you one more thing. He had a poem called Casa de Fruta, one of his iconic poems. So that's important because it's in the poem. Oh, one more thing. He had false teeth. He had like uppers that he was always having trouble with. And he was doing a fundraiser one time and for the Poets Association. And some of us found out that he was actually going to take the proceeds to get his teeth fixed. So we had to have a little talk with him and tell him, we can't do that, Chuck. Anyway, that's part of what this poem is for Chuck. Altar with false teeth, yellow legal pad, and bottle of Jack Daniels. It's your birthday, so I set your favorite hula girl shot glass on the TV where Judge Judy delivers her Old Testament lace collar justice to the girl whose ex-boyfriend ran over her dog. She's suing for lost companionship, veterinary bills, and lost stud services. But it turns out the dog had been fixed, and the boyfriend says she let it run freaking wild in the streets, and she only gave him a half hour to get all his shit out that day. I pour out 2 fingers of Jack and set fire to a small pile of speeding tickets in a stolen Casa de Fruta ashtray. Here's to freedom. Here's to justice. Judge Judy smacks her gravel down with a bang that echoes across the field where flurries of lost poems scatter. Somewhere in heaven, the gates swing wide for your motorbike. You've got a new set of uppers, the wind in your hair, and a dynamite first line. Thank you.
All right, yeah.
All right, give it up for Dixie. Thank you, Dixie. Thank you very